Alright, happy campers, we had a little mishap on our last camping trip when we came home. As you can see, we cracked the pipe going to the gray water, so we're trying to fix it right now. It was a backing up issue, and as you can see, I don't really have high clearance on the camper, so we're also going to be doing flipping the axle on this thing at some point as well. But as you can see, cracked it right off. And the one nice thing that we just figured out was that just goes straight into the tank, so you're able to, and it appears to replace it all.
It has an O-ring seal, and it looks like you put some kind of a goop on it.
But it had, what did it have over it though? It had
the hose clamp.
Hose clamp, that's what I was looking for. So it had the hose clamp, and I can't get a good angle on it, right up there, that we just loosened, and we were able to pop it off. Everything else is securely glued as far as the knuckles and the tubes going down to where it hooks in. So I think what we're going to do is try to, try to detach it, go see if we can't get some replacements, and then we'll video putting it back in. Also, another problem we have to take care of, we got a wasp nest growing in there. Yeah, it's right there. It's a pretty little wasp nest. I'm gonna have to break it up. He just flew out of here. That one, we tightened the hose clamp down, and it looks good. That's the black water. No damage appears to have happened to it. It's just back there on the gray. What we can't do here, oh shit, see? God dog. Gonna get bit by that dang thing. I need to kill him. Alrighty guys, we're headed to Camping World. Hopefully they got the plumbing we need.
And we can get it before the rain.
And we can get it before the rain and hopefully installed once we get back. Hopefully this is easier than we think, but... And hopefully these guys, I'm not too big on Camping World personally, but hopefully they got what we need.
Hopefully they're open.
We'll see, they should be open. Kind of go for more of the mom and pop stores, but unfortunately this is the closest place to my house. They got some funky looking new campers here at Camping World. Kind of crazy. Alright, let's see what we got. We got our bad parts. Let's see what we got. Alrighty guys, so Camping World sucks, like I was afraid it would, because I never have good experiences here. Camping World, they didn't have any plumbing equipment for us. They had none. The only thing they had was the release valve, which our valve isn't even that bad. They had no tubing, none of the parts that plugged into the tank, and quite honestly their parts guy wasn't even that helpful. He said, oh, it's probably something that would have to be ordered. He wouldn't even really look at what we had. So snuck back to service to see if they would say anything, and they just of course directed me back to the parts guy who didn't really want to talk to us. So goodbye Camping World, we're off to Home Depot to jerry rig something. Alrighty guys, well it looks like Home Depot was the answer. We were able to get in and out of here for 23 bucks, and hopefully we got everything we need to jerry rig something decent. Camper Joe's cleaning off all the mess that was on the piece of plumbing that went into the tank. So basically what we're going to try to do here is we picked up a piece of PVC pipe, 1.5 inch, which matches our old, and we picked up a couple of collars, and we're going to try to recreate, we're going to try to fit it over the existing is what we've decided we're going to try to do here. Since we couldn't find anything exact, and all these are PVC welded together, and of course Camping World didn't even have that piece there, and no tubing either, so we had to go to Home Depot. So once again, not real happy with Camping World. Alright, so now we're going to try to mark and cut this piece. We're going to fit a collar over this, and then we're going to feed some 1.5 inch tubing, the new tubing, into the other half of this collar. So we're just going to saw it down.
Okay, this
All
piece.
right, so let's explain what we're doing here.
Okay, this piece came off of here, broke off of here. And it's going to go, and I cut it off of here.
So we know that's the length that needs to be.
This is the length it needs to be.
And since we're not putting it back inside the tube here, we know that our length is good because it's actually going to just butt right up against that, right?
Right. And it can be a little shorter because it's not going to go all the way into the collar.
Right, it's going to touch that little
Here,
lip.
it's going to touch the lip. And then over here, it goes on the rubber one, so it can be a little, it doesn't have to be super exact.
But we're putting a collar on that side, though, remember?
This collar goes here.
The collar will go there, and then the rubber boot's going to go over that collar, too.
Right.
So you're going to have that much more in the collar.
Right, so then that
So you
means
just have to...
the pipe needs to be that much shorter.
Right. So there's our rubber. It's got a rubber inside, and it's...
That's going to go in there.
Then the other half is going to go on there.
And then this is going to go over here. Like that. So the pipe has to be half this distance shorter
Then
than
the other
full
pipe.
length than that one there.
Then the pipe, right.
And actually a little bit shorter yet because the collar that goes on this end isn't going to go all the way on and isn't going to go all the way on the
And when we say a collar, we bought two 1.5 inch collars. Can you hold one of them up real quick? Oh, okay. It's just basically a connection. It's just basically a connector.
a splice.
A splice. It's got a little lip ring on the inside, and it just splices the two together. So we bought two of those, and then we bought this rubber.
So if I could get this on to go all the way down.
And then we bought this rubber collar that has this pipe, and it's got the hose clamps on it. And then we also bought this piece of 1.5 inch tubing. So really there was only 4 pieces of PVC that we bought. Okay, we also picked up some cleaner and some medium black PVC cement. So we're going to use the cleaner to clean the pipe, and then we'll use the cement to cement the pipe. So it's a 2-step process. Get it clean with the cleaner that smells like acetone. Alright, so the cleaner looks like it dries glossy for some reason, but Camper Joe says it's dry to the touch, so gonna put on our black cement. Alright, now we're going using the ground here. Okay, so we've got the collar fully installed, and we're cutting it a little shorter, right?
Right.
So just a hair shorter, about half the length of the collar.
About half an inch.
And as you can see, it's just a hair shorter.
Half an inch shorter.
Just short enough for the collar. So now we're going with the cleaner. That should do the trick. And should be about the same. We're right about there, right?
Yep. So
So now we're the same length as the old pipe. But the goal is to get the pipe with the collars to be the same length as the broken pipe. So now we're going to fit a collar on the other end, and that's what's going to attach to our rubber collar that has the pipe brackets, like so. I think we can get away with doing it this way. Alright, what do you think we should do?
So now what we need to do is go put this into the tank, get this part done, figure out which way this goes, this way, this way, this way, and then just slide them together.
Alright.
I think that's all we need to do.
Okay. Alright, so we're putting silicone around this guy.
This goes like this.
Yeah. Collar yet. Now we're going to line up the release, and then line up our homemade piece. Is it too long? Okay, so now we got the rubber on the collar, down on the tube, and just lining this thing up. Okay, we got the bolts on, the 4 bolts back on there. Everything's good. Had to give it a little pinch to get it to go, but now we're fitting that collar. Let's see. That rubber collar over the joint. Okay, the last step is getting this collar back on. Alrighty guys, so anyway, as you can see, our fix is working. It's holding pressure. We've got 3 gallons of water in the tank and everything looks good. So I hope this helped you out. If it did, please give us a like, give us a subscribe, and we've got a special guest, the Cody. The dog just walked through the camera, which is awesome. He's our guard dog. You got Camper Joe in the camera. And one other thing we learned is Camping World sucks. They don't have the parts that you need to fix this. So if anything else, hopefully it gives you the creativity to figure out how to fix it just by going to Home Depot. It cost us 23 bucks. Good to go, and we didn't have to depend, unfortunately, on Camping World. So our last guest here is Camper Grandma, and she just wants to do the sign out. So once again, please like, subscribe, share, and comment. Peace! Di sobi la